Hello and welcome back to the Road to Doomsday, the MCU REWATCH podcast, brought to you by the Nerd Academy Podcast, Accept No Substitute. I am your host, Jarod Bachman Stubbs, and joining me, as always, is the lovely Miss Taylor.
Hello.
And we are here as a little bit of a tonal palette cleanser, hot off the heels of the calamity that was Avengers Infinity War. I have no idea where Taylor went. I'm sure she is. Oh, I know what she's doing. We've been running into some technical difficulties today where when she first joins the stream, I sound like hell and am unintelligible, and then she comes back and it's working just fine. But after the devastation and calamity of Thanos' arrival, our last episode, we're here to lighten things up a little bit. Ants! Ant-Man! And the Wasp! And joining us for this episode is dear friend of the show, dear friend of ours, the secret sauce that keeps the Bombadcast on rails. It is the one and only Gerry, the Canon Junky.
Yes. Thank you. I'm glad you guys asked me to come here tonight. Everyone always, kind of compares me to Ant-Man, but not because of the similarities in humor and maybe like parental feelings and stuff like that. Mainly just because I'm small. And so it's very nice to be here. So thank you for having me here.
I said in the audio commentary track that our $5 and up patrons can get exclusive access to that.
My best friends, actually.
That Gerry is the second best dad I know, and the only one who beats him out is my dad because he's my dad.
Stop trying to make me cry, Jarod. Okay, all right, it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna do it. Maybe twice. Okay. So.
But yeah, I'm very excited for this one. Again, it's so weird coming off of just how big Infinity War is to kind of jump into this. And, it's light, it's breezy, it's kind of silly. You get that tonal whiplash, and not in a bad way, but just, in the way that the MCU is a little bit of everything. You go from, I keep hesitating to say like Doomsday action movie because that's going to be its own thing. That's why we're here. But that's what it is. Into a silly heist
here
comedy.
for 800 years.
But
pretty much.
Before we get into all of that, a brief word from our sponsors over at Sunday's Bloody Mary. You guys know the drill by now. Sunday's Bloody Mary has the most badass Bloody Mary accoutrement in the multiverse with their 3-time award-winning spicy mix as well as their mild and traditional mixes. If the spice isn't for you, this former bartender trusts only one Bloody Mary mix, and that is Sunday's. The only Bloody Mary mix better than a from-scratch Bloody. If you want to shake up your Bloody Mary game for the rest of your days, use the link in the description down below and use the code TNAP, T-N-A-P, at checkout to get 10% off your order and help out your favorite nerds while you do it. Gerry, Taylor?
Jarod.
Are we ready for some Ant-Man and the Wasp trivia?
Sure are.
Oh, lay it on me, man. Lay it on me.
I only got 3 questions this time around. And I'll even say up front, the background section is a little bare because there's not a whole lot of juicy details about the production of this movie, unlike its predecessor that had a whole director exit and all that jazz. But your first question: how much longer is Scott Lang set to be on house arrest at the start of the film?
3 days.
Gerry, your answer?
That sounds about right. I watched this thing a week ago, and so I'm not as fresh, but that's fine.
It's okay.
I don't want to give a peek behind the magic or anything, like that.
3 days.
It's okay.
3 days.
Wait.
I was thinking a week or 3 days. A week was what I was was what I first went to. So.
It is 3 days. Mm-hmm. Don't worry. There's a nice little peek behind the curtain for everybody in next week's episode.
Yeah. Somebody fucked it up.
To tee that up because I fucked up. Question number 2. What cast member learned a new skill for the production of Ant-Man and the Wasp? Gerry, I'll throw to you first as our guest.
What was it? Paul Rudd learning close-up magic?
I was gonna say that's
It
all
is
I
Paul
wanted
Rudd
to say.
actually learning close-up magic.
But by the way, Paul Rudd's one of my favorite people of all time. Like ever since I watched Anchorman in college, but like just the of course that man will learn. Like, do you see how? Of course he knows close-up magic. Do you see how fast he was ham boning in that clip that you showed with Michael Douglas?
Yes, that's actually my
Like, he was
favorite
like
clip of all time
like
from
that
any
man was like
promo.
an Olympic level ham boner. Okay, and you can take that to the bank. Anyway,
absolute king behavior.
It's okay.
Honestly,
I
that's
said it.
literally my favorite like promo clip of I think any movie that's ever come out.
That was I forgot
Ever.
about that one, but as soon
Ever.
as you played it, I was like,
ants.
ants. It was like, you know, like when like someone's like past flashes before their eyes, or something like when someone's been abducted and they go to like, you know, have like the hypnotizing therapy. It's like I remembered like the owls were actually Paul Rudd and Michael Douglas, you know, or something like ham boning. Anyway,
I had.
That's my answer.
At the beginning of the movie, you're both right. At the beginning of the movie, whenever we had the little flashback CGI de-aging of Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael Douglas, the bi panic awoke in me, and I myself had a ham boner.
I think Michelle Pfeiffer is the most beautiful woman who's ever walked the fucking face of the earth, dude. I haven't been in love with her since I mean, there was Catwoman. I don't care if she was an evil woman in Hairspray. Baby. Miss Baltimore Crabs, absolutely. Thank you.
Can we just acknowledge how beautiful Michelle Pfeiffer is? That Taylor didn't get angry at me for ham boner.
Don't care. You can get away with it.
No, dude. All of us, all three of us have a ham boner thinking about Michelle Pfeiffer. Come on. Yeah, it's all there.
The whip scene, mama.
Good Lord, right? Good
mama.
Lord. And even when he finds her, she's like at the age that she is currently.
Still fine. Still
breathtaking. Still breathtaking.
Yes. Fine wine. Yes.
And Michael Douglas is also still very handsome.
In the audio commentary, I was like, I would also
guy.
kiss both Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael Douglas on the mouth. I would also.
Yeah. If they were like those old rich people at a bar who's like, we saw you from across the bar.
Really vibe. I was like, oh, you guys don't even know.
And we got a quantum vibe off of you. Anyway,
come to our shrinking van.
Come to our shrinking van.
Like, no problem, crazy individual human beings. I'm on my way.
Oh, yeah.
For our last trivia question.
I'm getting ham murdered.
What?
I'm getting ham murdered. Because two hot old people walk up to me in a bar.
What superhero moniker does Bill Foster go by
Goliath.
in the comics? Damn, Taylor.
Jesus.
We're so ready for this.
He's my Lord and Savior. Holy shit.
There was no like little books in the background that Jarod was like, ooh, I could put this little book title in the back in the trivia section. So every single time something got name dropped, I was like, I'm gonna remember this forever. Don't worry.
I remembered he was the giant guy. I remembered that. I don't know if I quite remember Goliath and things like it, but
yeah.
He's Goliath. They called this Project Goliath. Yeah.
Project Goliath.
He actually Project Goliath. Yeah, he name drops it.
Not only does he name drop Goliath, the quarter zip he's wearing throughout the movie is actually the same shade of blue as Goliath's suit.
I knew it all.
Goliath quarter zip, man. You know,
Goliath
Roosevelt.
What are you gonna do?
Hear us out.
Yeah. New from Roosevelt's.
Listen, man, I'm still pissed that goddamn Fantastic Four quarter zip has not been restocked. I need it.
That was a nice one, I will say. I haven't worn a quarter zip since 1999, but they were nice. They were nice.
Speaking of quarter zips from '99, I got their the Pod Racer Crew quarter zip for Christmas, and it is one of my new favorite things that I own for Christmas. But for a little bit of background, announced in October of 2015 after thoughts about both sequels and prequels were percolating, Ant-Man and the Wasp was the first ever sequel that Peyton Reed ever agreed to work on, viewing this as his chance to tell the story fully himself after having to fill in for Edgar Wright after he left the first film. Reed harkened to the heist films of the 70s, focusing on antagonists who weren't inherently villainous, but served as a
Antagonist.
barrier to our heroes' goals. Ants.
I have puns. Ants.
So this is where things get a little interesting. Ant-Man and the Wasp had a budget
And it famously did really well.
of approximately $326 million.
That's a lot of money.
Due to production costs. However, for what it's worth, they did also get a $50 million tax credit for the parts that they shot in the UK. Let's kind of level things out.
Have we ever brought up tax credits before when we're talking about how well a movie does?
This is the first time while I was researching box office and budget that it came up.
That's pretty bad. That sounds pretty bad.
Because the movie made $476 billion.
Billion? With a B?
Million.
No.
Wow.
That's like
Wow.
85 avatars.
You sound like Hamboner69 on Yahoo.com or something right now. You know, talking about like all this money this made. Anyway.
But yeah, so Ant-Man and the Wasp, not the most profitable Marvel movie ever. Just
definitely not the most
widely
profitable
loved though
movie ever.
What widely loved after Infinity War, right? And there was no complaints of
Famously,
we
I
went
don't
from
ever
Infinity
remember.
War to this. None of
Yeah,
that. There was
no,
none
I don't
of
remember
that.
any of that.
Well,
It's like
I definitely don't remember being.
No one has the
You're having a bad
consciousness of a
opinion.
gnat and can't pay attention to see that this is like a before, like whatever. Anyway.
I was gonna say, though, that's a good segue, though. So, Gerry, as our guest, I want you to go first. What was going on in the life of Gerry the Canon Junky whenever Ant-Man and the Wasp came out?
Ant-Man and the Wasp, I was still riding high on Infinity War, right? Like it came out the same year, didn't it?
Yep.
It came out like later that summer.
Yep.
Okay. Which was like, so it's like, hey man, another Marvel movie, and this one's fun, right? And my ex-wife and I, again, still together and everything. We would like to go watch the Marvel movies. They were a lot of fun. And I just remember, man, life was just it was a lot simpler back then. Was this 2015 or it was 2018? Oh, we were just like, man, this guy Trump's onto something, isn't he? Oh man, what a weirdo. What a weirdo. It's not like he's gonna destroy everything. Maybe that was just me. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, no. It felt like a simpler time back then to me, you know, like we hadn't, I mean, Infinity War was probably the craziest I've ever felt in a Marvel movie. It was the height of hype and the height of like, I can't believe we knew it was going to end like that, but just like, it felt 100%.
Edited it like that.
Well, I can't believe that it was like, it hit pitch perfect for me, note for note. I have nary a complaint about Infinity War personally. It felt like the first Avengers times Infinity to me, and times Infinity. Didn't even mean to do that. But then you have this little film, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and oh my god,
little. This is balloon budget, and according to some metrics, only made $88,000.
Probably. But I knew I was going to see it. You know, it was one of those things where it's like
$88,000. I'd be pretty happy.
I mean, and like how much of that? Listen,
how
much of that budget was spent to teach Paul Rudd close-up magic too?
Honestly,
fair enough.
I would honestly have to say probably a big chunk of it. Because I don't think a lot went to the, amazing special effects on Ghost. I think that those were just I think that was actually just the actress herself. She could do that. I
was about to say the same thing. We are linked tonight. We are linked.
Okay. She could do that.
That just was it was a special talent.
But she could only do it when we're filming, like action. Then she can say shift because the camera, how it works with her eyes. It's crazy.
I like it. I like it.
So all of it, Paul Rudd.
Right.
And Lawrence Fishburne, just getting in there.
But yeah, no, it was just a time, like, again, we were all waiting for the conclusion the next year, right? We were like, all like, that was insane. And this was like the
Went to Walton
chaser.
Goggins.
This was the chaser to that, like, what was that? I'm sorry.
Went to Walton Goggins Gucci suit budget. And his white Escalade.
Most definitely. And I have to say that I don't think that I was aware of Walton Goggins being like an actor that I've seen in things at that time. Now Walton Goggins is one of my, like, I love that guy.
Same.
Like, anytime he pops up in anything, Walton Goggins, I almost said Walton's goggles. But Walton Goggins is like, and I remember when he popped up, I was like, oh yeah, Walton Goggins is in this. I freaked out when I watched it last week, because again, I've seen these movies a million times and I love it. And again, but I hadn't seen any of the Righteous Gemstones at this time. I hadn't seen any of Fallout, any of the, and again, he's been in. I knew him as the guy who was in a lot of those Tarantino movies, you know. That was kind of who I knew Walton Goggins as, and I had seen him in other little things. I was like, oh, he's a fun Southern gentleman.
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, he played the trans woman bartender.
See, it's so fun hearing everybody else talk about all these things everybody got exposed to Walton Goggins through. My first exposure to Walton Goggins was in a TV show called The Shield, where he plays one of the most, like, kind of unhinged, evil, racist cops in a show that is already about really like
good, though.
In a show that's already about like more gray area.
Yeah,
his character was straight up a bad person.
Now, and there was The Shield. See, I never really watched The Shield. That makes me want to watch it.
I don't know if it holds up in 2026, but I remember loving The Shield.
Listen, I bet Walton Goggins was like a cigar chomping, mustache twirling motherfucker in that. Okay,
he's so awful. You're so wrong. It's such a hard watch because he has some wild shit.
Really? Okay, I was hoping he would like go like kind of crazy with it, but
again, really fucked up shit.
I'm not glorifying him for that. I just say like that
man, of course,
that man could play a Southern gentleman racist like no one else.
Yeah.
The words "gentleman" should never be used about his character.
No,
but
a Southern gentleman is almost never a gentleman.
Some of his characters are quite gentlemanly.
Some of his are.
This one, I find this one quite gentlemanly.
I don't want to veer off of the Goggins talk yet. I don't want to veer off of the Goggins talk yet. I got to keep both of you on the rails now.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Got too much of a ham boner for Goggins. Okay.
Honestly, everybody has a ham boner for somebody here. Okay.
Hashtag ham boners for Goggins.
Ham boners for Goggins.
Miss Taylor, how were you when Ant-Man and the Wasp came out? You alluded to in the audio commentary that you weren't necessarily super fond of this movie when it came out.
Didn't care for it. Didn't like it. I really was not into Evangeline Lilly as much. Even though I was super into the Hobbit movies, I kind of really fell off from her. Love Paul Rudd, love Michael Douglas, but yeah, it just wasn't doing it for me at the time. Now I like this movie. I liked it a lot rewatching it. Yeah, I had a great time. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't see a huge issue. I mean, like, it's a little muddy in the plot here and there, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. I had a fun time.
Hell yeah. I was in the same boat, because again, kind of going back to what Gerry brought up, the MCU being what it is, coming off of something as grand as Infinity War, like even leaving the grand the dire stakes and the very grim tone and where that movie ends in such an upsetting, defeated place. Just in terms of scale, going from, it's where the meme came from, the most ambitious crossover in cinema history. That's where that meme came from. To literally the smallest hero of the bunch.
No, he was pretty big here.
He does get pretty big, but like, literally going from, we need to stop this like Malthusian lunatic super alien from wiping out half of creation in its entirety, and all of these dire mythic stakes to
Scott
Lang, and he's like, hey, I'm on house arrest because I violated the Sokovia Accords, and
which nobody cares about anyway anymore.
And now they care about it here. That's why he's under arrest. And
Now,
you have
yeah,
Janet and Hank, who are Hope
they
and
don't
Hank,
care
who are
about
like,
it then too.
we want Michelle Pfeiffer back, and Walton Goggins is like, I have a mysterious buyer who wants quantum tech, which would love to know who the fuck
Do we
that.
ever actually find that out? Because
Nope,
I feel no,
we
it just
never
all right,
find
cool, cool,
out.
cool,
We
cool, I
have
love that.
no
Cool,
idea who
cool, cool,
wanted
cool,
that
cool,
quantum
cool,
tech.
cool. Who could
do
want that quantum
do
tech?
you think they were setting up a little bit of Kang right there, and
But
just kind
Kang,
of that all just got
is he a
rushed
dude though?
in?
Like, is he, or is he the guy in space, man, the TVA guy? Like, that's what I mean. Like,
There's a
where
bunch
would
of
he
them.
be?
There's a bunch of them.
But are there
You know?
really in one universe? Because I thought there was only supposed to be one per
I don't. It
universe.
it all got
There
shit
is
canned,
a
so I don't really know.
there is a Kang per universe, but even then, it's Kang the goddamn conqueror. It's not like he can't just like,
Go get it.
yeah,
Go get
create.
Maybe he's on the DL. You
He's on
know,
the
like maybe
DL.
he's just like
Like a
I'm laying
Republican
low.
But
senator on
I have
Grindr.
no idea where that was meant to go, especially because
Jared, you guys miss.
we couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
I said like a Republican senator on Grindr. He was on the down low.
Oh, ayo!
And I was like,
Those
ain't no
servers
motherfucking way these
spike when they
ain't
are in
no
town.
motherfuckers. Ain't no way these
But
motherfuckers did not hear me.
but like even like Sonny Birch, which was going to be a trivia question, what is Walton Goggins' character's name? But I thought that was going to
Sonny Birch,
be
of course.
cruel because none of you were going to know that, and
I would have got Sunny. I wouldn't have got Birch.
but like
Because
but
he goes,
Sonny.
he said, I'm Sunny. I'm like, okay,
But
buddy.
Sonny even says he's like, oh, with Shield and Hydra gone, so it's like it's not like he's like selling to Hydra like Darren Cross was in the first movie,
Which
you know,
also
like
had so many unanswered questions.
yeah,
But
like
he could actually be selling for Hydra and not know it's Hydra because Hydra loves to do that thing where they like you don't know who they are. Actually.
sure, but
Yeah.
even then, like it's so
Cut off one
like
head, you know.
silly, but
Two more will grow.
we come from how massive and big and grim and dark Infinity War was to a movie that is arguably sillier than the first Ant-Man movie.
100% it's sillier.
And
He looks like a little kid for like a solid 5 minutes of the movie.
Okay,
So cute.
we can't
So silly.
talk too much about this yet, I guess, because but maybe some of the hardest I'd laughed in a Marvel movie at that time.
Same.
Same.
Tonight,
when
like
he
an hour
Oh,
ago,
man.
I was laughing that hard.
when he gets in the van afterwards, like, how was school, champ? Was I brilliant? Oh, so good.
But yeah,
Ha, 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 ha.
and I understand some people this not working for, again, as the immediate follow up. I would even understand that if they flip flopped them, wink, and Captain Marvel came out and then Ant-Man and the Wasp, that like it would be an easier transition into Ant-Man and the Wasp, because like Captain Marvel's still big, it's still epic, it isn't a heist comedy.
It's another jarring departure from
Like it's still like big hero ideas, and then this, and then Endgame. But but I get it. I didn't have that problem. It was one of those instances where you kind of got to look at like people who love these movies but have never picked up a comic book and go, this is what it's like, right?
Yeah. Boom.
It's like 1 week, a crucial character will be dead, and the next week, Lex Luthor stole 40 cakes and we need to get him. Like,
no, 1 week like everybody's dead, and the next week it's Jeff the Shark.
Yes, it's Jeff the Land Shark. Like you gotta roll with the punches. Not everybody is telling the same story, and not everybody is telling the same story in tone. But I like this movie. I remember coming out of it thinking that I liked this one more than the first one. And I think that's still the case. I think that might still be the case. I think I still might put this over the first movie. But kind of getting into the meat and potatoes, as it were. I do want to talk about the comedy because I do think on the whole, there is a little bit of a trade-off here where this movie I do think is funnier than the first one, but a lot of the heart and a lot of those big ideas about parenthood and like mending relationships kind of take a backseat. Like I feel like in some instances we get a continuation of them, especially with the with Hope and Hank trying to save Janet from the quantum realm. But I don't feel like Scott gets a whole lot of like, oh, like, you know, this family focused story. I don't think Scott gets that arc here.
Well, he already had it. Like he had
Yeah,
it in the first film. His daughter
or a
is
continuation of it
older.
as much as they do, I
Well,
should
here,
say.
like his daughter's a little bit older, a little bit more able to
Mm.
understand kind of the greater gravitude of everything that's going on. You know, I don't think we need it from him as much. Now, come later iterations of his story, yeah, I think they did need to pull it back. But I think for this one, I think he is fine. I think I like it. I like where he is. I like where he starts. I like where he ends. I think because I think the story right now isn't about him, and that's why it's Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's not
Mm.
about Scott's journey. It's about the Ant-Man and the Wasp, Hank and Janet.
Right. No, and I don't disagree with that. And again, like that's the trade off, you know. I think like we talked about with Thor, you know, like Thor has been the trade off character. You lose the, you know, cosmic Shakespearean shit for him becoming a more down to earth character. And with
Mm-hmm.
that comes so much growth. But by doing so, you lose kind of that initial shine of how we define Thor in our like public consciousness minds.
Mm.
And I think that this movie ended up being the like sole example of Marvel movies are too funny or Marvel movies are too focused on comedy and not like pathos and character building. I disagree with that, but with the humor, there's so much. It's so clever. Like Gerry, you alluded to it. The fucked up regulator in the school is so goddamn funny.
Right. Right. You can do comedy bits in these movies too that you can't do in a regular comedy. You know,
Absolutely.
it's just it, situations that it's like situations like you would like be up late talking with your friends going like wouldn't this be funny kind of a
Yeah.
thing. You know, that they're able to like put on screen. And like I think that's why it resonates with people so much personally and stuff. But I mean, I am a avid sci-fi action comedy lover. I think Jarod, you are there with me. Not that you're not too, Taylor, but I know me and Jarod, our favorite movies each respectively are both sci-fi action comedies, if I'm not correct. Is your like am I touching on something there, you think?
What movie are you getting at for me?
Wild Wild West.
Mm.
Correct.
You know which one mine is? You gotta it's there's stuff back here.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
Ghostbusters for
Ghostbusters.
you.
It's Ghostbusters for me. But yeah, no, you know, and I think I think people can take those movies and just go, oh, it's just comedy, or oh, it's just this, and don't think that there can be any kind of emotional weight to
Right.
it, you know? And I wholeheartedly disagree. In fact, I think that in life, you're laughing through the bad times sometimes too.
I think more often than not, a lot of people have figured out that's kind of
Mhm.
the way you have to do it.
That's sometimes it's the only way to get through, right?
Right.
And again, I'm with you. I think that like people sleep on these, they go like, oh, that's silly, that's dumb, and they close their eyes to kind of the beauty of these kind of films,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and just like the humanity that is in them. To me, that's
I
what it
just think
means.
the Ant-Man movies get a bad rap, man. I think they're fun.
Yes.
I think they have a lot of
I think
heart.
they get a really bad rap because I think we know what's coming later.
Sure, but I mean, even going into Quantum Mania, and again, those are one of those like I'm really excited to revisit this movie
I
that
am
I saw
too.
once. But like
Yeah.
what I was talking about with like Scott's arc as a parent, it comes back in Quantum Mania, and again from memory saw it once, thought that was great. Like I thought having to balance like my kid wants to be like me, but they also kind of resent me. Like, you know, I want to be a good mentor, I want to be a good father, but also I don't want you to be like me because this shit did not come easily, and I don't want you to have to live this life because it's hard. Like, I don't know. I think that for me, like Scott has such a great arc as a father in the first movie, and that movie is so much
Mm.
about parenthood. And this second one, you know, and Taylor, you're right. Like they're like Hank and Hope, they have so much of that, but I don't know. Like this movie for me, I'm like, as much as I love the comedy, as much as I love the action, which we'll talk about, I find myself like longing for Scott to have a little bit more to do than if Jimmy Woo catches me doing Ant-Man shit, I'm going to prison forever. You
I'll be
know?
right back.
Okay. Here, we'll pause for a second.
Okay.
That's
been
a
upset with
Burger
America.
King.
I love how you came back in time to say Burger King apropos of
Burger
How
King.
did you do that?
I said I was pressing resume.
No, you said. Oh, okay. Well, now it makes sense. We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
But yeah, no, and that's the thing. Is like I love Rudd. I think he's great. It's just and I agree with everything you were saying, Gerry. Where and again, I think people are way too hard in these movies. I think they've always been too hard in these movies. When the first Ant-Man was coming out, people were counting it out. A, because of Edgar Wright leaving the project, and just because people were like, "Oh, we have the Avengers. Who gives a fuck about Ant-Man?" Even though that's a founding member, not Scott, but still. And and then Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out, and it's who cares about this? Thanos just killed quintillions of people. Who gives a
Everybody's
shit?
sad.
And then people
Me.
got really shitty about some subpar CGI in a trailer. Like not a single Ant-Man movie has had a fair shake. But I give
Right, you
these
can be
movies
mad
all
about
that
some
grace.
CGI in a trailer. I remember Daryl.
But all of that, like
I remember Daryl.
Darren.
Right.
But
Fuck! I did that too in the first movie.
I still find myself I'm like a little disappointed that Scott
Who's Daryl?
does not have as much to do as an individual character in this one. Like he has great moments as a support system for Hank
Yeah.
and Hope, and I like that Scott is dealing with these ideas of being a disappointment and being afraid of that. But I don't feel like enough is done with it. Like there's not enough done with ex-con is on the brink of falling apart.
That is not at all expounded upon.
There's no real conversation with Cassie where she's like, "Hey, I love that you're Ant-Man, but please don't go to jail again." There's none of
She was
that.
kind of cool with it. Like
No, yeah, but like
Cassie's the most ride or die. Like out of all of these like characters we'll ever see, she's like, yeah, fuck him, go to prison. Stick it to the man, dad.
But like,
Yeah.
and again, there's great
Her
stuff.
stepdad's a
with-
cop, and she's like, fuck him, fuck the
No,
police.
that's my kid.
The
She's proud of
popo,
you no
as she
matter
says at
what.
the
You
beginning.
know.
Don't let the popo take you.
Yeah. Don't let the.
She's literally like, do you have a warrant? She's literally the kid who asked, do you have a warrant?
Oh, so good. So
I
good.
love her. I love her
Mhm.
so much.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, he's not trying to
and
go to.
Catherine
Like,
Newton.
he has been taken against his will for all of this.
Yeah.
Like, he's been kidnapped, which is the funny thing about this, right? Is like, and
Because he wants to help.
yeah, he
That
wants
autonomy
to
was
help,
taken from him though.
but he also wants to like do things in the way he needs to do them to be there for his kid, right? Like he wants to do things, he wants to go the right route because he wants to be there for Cassie, right? And that does get taken away from him. Like his freedom is taken away from him, but then also his choice to go out and help is kind of a little bit, even though he does want to help,
away from him.
but it is a little taken away from him in this, I feel.
He didn't have the opportunity to decide whether or not he wanted to help. Because he kind of did. He called Hank, left the message, and then was like, nah, fuck this, broke the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he broke the phone. That was a decision in and of itself. Because he could have kept it, and he could have put it back in the wall.
And then Hope tranquilizes him with an ant while he's eating his cereal.
No, she definitely did that. I know motherfucking way she sent an ant, and she did that herself, and she liked it.
That's true. That's
and
true.
She dragged his his unconscious body out of his apartment.
Well, and I don't want to harp on it too much because I do want to talk about like the action because I think the action here is so fun, and they take what they built on with the first movie and go buck wild with it. But they do a lot of those ideas of Scott being afraid of being a disappointment really well with Hope and Hank because it's this constant push and pull of like. Scott, while he's not as much of a scientific, savant like Hank and Hope, he is able to come up with crafty solutions to problems they never would have thought of in a gajillion years. But he also, is constantly letting them down. They're still angry at him about going rogue to go fight the Avengers.
They're not even mad that he did that. They're mad that he didn't say anything first.
Right.
Which is the bigger thing to me, because that means they were like, yeah, we would have done it. We would have went with you.
Yeah, we would have gone with you.
Fight the power, man. Fuck
yeah,
the man.
Hank and Hope would have fucking been in the car. They would have like, all right, let's go, babe.
Hank would have been jumping at the opportunity to put the suit on just to like tag somebody named Stark real quick. But I've been yapping for a second. Taylor, do you have any other thoughts on Scott's kind of journey in this movie? I know you had to yell at Fat Kitty for a second there.
I did not have to yell at her. She just needed some help.
Oh, okay.
She needed a lot of help. She was yelling at me, in fact. She was mad. I really don't have any thoughts on Scott. I think that's what the movie says too. That doesn't have a lot of thoughts on Scott. I think that I just feel like this movie is way more centered on Jen and Hank. Like, I think that this is their movie as opposed to even Scott and Hope. I feel like that's where this is. This is where this goes. The Queen of Quantum Mania, the Queen of the Quantum Realm.
Well, Gerry, I do want to ask you because like obviously, you know, all of our friends joke about how like you are a very Scott Lang coded individual. In both in terms of humor. He is a Ghostbuster. Oh
my God.
He is an amazing
he is
father. He is an amazing father. Handsome as fuck.
Handsome devil.
Handsome devil.
Keep those hand boners down. Let's
Charming.
How go on.
Feel,
I like this.
Because we did want to have you on for the Ant-Man episode, just schedules didn't allow it. Like the first one.
Right.
How do you feel like as a dad, like, you know, not to put your business out there, but you've talked about it before. I'm very open. As a dad who is, you know, doing the whole co-parenting thing. How do you feel about Scott in these movies? Because I know it resonates with you, and I kind of want to give you the opportunity because you have a perspective that neither of us have.
Right. Well, and I mean, I've talked about it at length on a lot of stuff, you know, just like, I mean, well, my kid and everything, of course, is, you know, it's what when you're a parent, you can't shut up sometimes about that. But the thing with Ant-Man and everything is specifically being that came out again when these both came out while I was still married. You know, my kid Eleanor would have been just a little over a year old when this one came out.
Oh.
And so, you know, I was still in those dad feels and stuff like that. I think I rewatched Ant-Man before this and cried at the end and stuff when he's like defending his child in like her room and stuff. I am kind of choking up a little bit. That to me is like a spiritual scene. To a lot of people, it probably isn't. But to me, it is just like that. It's that synthesis of like, you know, like, don't you fuck with my kid or I'm going to shrink you except for your head. You know, I'm going to fuck your head up. It's going to be weird and people are going to be mad about it. But
we'll come back later.
No, but see, my situation with the co-parenting now, I have since you know, separating from my ex, you know, the divorce and co-parenting and things like that. I feel like I'm in the Ant-Man 1 situation still, where it's like, you know, they're kind of like, you know, a little, it's like not like fully like I pray for the day. It's like I don't know.
It's like this.
For like an Ant-Man, the Ant-Man 2, what I love for him and what I strive for as a parent, right, in this situation is for that harmonious, like, life with you know, both sets of parents, like whoever all of the caretakers are working together and things like that, and to the most part I can do that with my, you know, ex and everything. But I just think that I love the journey of Scott from this guy he's not perfect, right? And he doesn't do everything right, but the thing about Scott Lang, and what I will say this movie does say about Scott Lang, is Scott Lang, whether he chooses to or not, he will do, and whether it's on time or a little like maybe a little late, he will do his damnedest to make sure things are right.
He will always try to do the right thing at the end of the day.
And that guy is always like, in all he cares, his number one thing, that's his kid, right?
Mhm.
His number 2 is just like his number 1 thing is just, again, doing the right thing and making sure that like people, his crime in the first movie was like taking money back, like a Robin Hood style crime,
Yeah.
right? Like this is a man who thinks about other people first, right? And he like goes to extreme lengths to get justice for other people,
Yeah.
to make sure that, you know, that if there's a wrong, he's going to right it. And that to me is what really speaks to me about him, you know? And I mean, you see that with his kid. You see that with his relationship with his, you know, ex-wife and her new husband and stuff like that. And you see it with like Hope, and you see it with Hope. You see it with him and Hank and stuff like that. And like even when he meets Janet and everything like that, when they come back into it, I just love the way that he interacts with everyone in his life, you know, and that really speaks to me
so much. Like family is the most important thing to him.
Yes.
Family
and not even just like
thing, and then it's the right thing. Like it's, you know, it goes hand in hand, because to him those are both the same things.
Even his like buddies who were like, you know, like kind of like ex-cons and stuff, you know, it's like, and I know those of us who, I don't know if you know this, Jarod and I both do Star Wars podcasts sometimes and stuff, and you too, Taylor. But we like to talk about found family a lot, and it's just like that. But like I love that it's the family group is not just like his kid. It is extended. He cares.
His friends.
He cares deeply about his friends. He cares deeply about the people in his life.
And they care about him and his family too, because you can see that in the way that Louise behaves. This Hello Kitty Pez dispenser is what Cassie gave me after a birthday party. So he keeps it all the time with him.
For my birthday.
I love it.
For my birthday,
and
Cassie gave me
all the time with him.
Right.
And, like, yeah. Yeah, his friends look at Scott's daughter like an extension of him. They look at his daughter like in a way that's their niece, like that's their kid, that's their family.
Exactly.
There's no difference between her, and there's even no difference to them to like Judy Greer and Bobby Cannavale. Like they are part of Scott's family. They are part of our family. Like we are all one like unit.
Right.
No, I love that. And this is why we had you on, Gerry. And this is why I'm upset you weren't on for the first episode. The first Ant-Man episode.
I'll talk about my divorce all the damn time, man. Let's go.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, it's so much of that. I do want to, just because you jog my memory bringing up Janet, both of you guys. The scene, again, all the comments about, this is just a silly comedy, who gives a shit. The scene where Janet basically hacks Scott from the quantum realm to help do all the weird bullshit. I know Taylor has opinions about this scene.
I did not like it.
In the audio commentary, there's a very funny moment where at the same time Taylor says, "Oh, this is so freaky." I'm like, "Oh, this is so sweet."
At the exact same moment. And then he said, "Wait, what did you say?" And I was like, "This is freaky."
It goes both ways, because it is like, it's this special moment with, we haven't talked to, like Hank hasn't talked to his wife in decades.
Mm-hmm.
Hope hasn't talked to her mom in decades. And it is also kind of played for laughs because it's Paul Rudd going like, "Hi, people.
Jelly bean.
Jelly bean. Yes, Jelly bean. Jelly bean."
Oh, after 30 years, we're still fighting.
Yeah. And they're like holding the hand. I do like when it ends, he picks up his hand, he's holding Hank's hand, and he's like,
"How did we get up here?" Well, like, what I love so much about that scene though is like there is the inherent like silliness of like Paul Rudd is Evangeline Lilly's mother and Michael Douglas's wife.
He's
like
Michelle
that in
Pfeiffer.
Of itself is funny.
He's
Michelle Pfeiffer. But what I love so much is that the scene is played so straight.
Yeah, everybody is doing their damnedest there. Was like, this is weird as fuck, bro.
But I commend the movie so much for playing that scene.
But that's
so
comic
straight.
booky.
Right? It is very comic
listen,
book.
I'm not.
Right.
That's not the argument that I am here to make. I am here to make
No.
that it is freaky dicky, and I am not into it.
It makes you feel things. That's the thing.
Well, here's the thing.
Weird things.
If I was in that situation, like, okay, like fundamentally, I guess I couldn't be in that situation because it'd be way more complicated. But if I was standing there with like my grandpa, okay, and then Jarod was there, and Jarod is like my mom's spirit, who has been dead essentially for 30 years, and looks at me and is like, "Oh, Taterbug, I've missed you." I would fucking have a full catatonic meltdown.
Yeah.
Like
It'd be more like
catatonic.
I mean, your situation, no offense, would be more like talk to me than it is like, kind of a thing.
Deaky. And
Yeah.
I am just like, because the point of view is that Janet has been gone for 30 years. That woman's dead. She has legally been declared dead at this point.
Right.
Okay. Let's not even gloss over that fact. She's legally probably been determined dead in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's been 30 years. She is nowhere to be found, and
there's an obituary talking about a plane crash. We know that for a fact.
We know she is dead in this universe. Okay, so like they have mourned her, they have gone through all these steps, and now there's like a maybe offhand chance that she actually is still alive. Freaky deaky. Nope, it is. It is. The ghost of my mom is talking to me through my boyfriend and caressing my face and calling me jelly bean. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. You could have done without all of that, and I still would have believed you're my mom. Like you could be typing on the computer like, I don't have much time. You're my mom. That's cool. You're my mom. You don't have to make it weird.
Do the possession thing. Yeah.
And do the weird possession, caressing my face.
Holding the hand.
Bean, I've missed you. It's I'm looking into my boyfriend's eyes. Okay. I'm looking at a man I have laid carnally with. Okay. And my mother is holding my face.
And he's calling you jelly bean right there.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
It's like, and again, everything you're saying is right and
all
valid.
Of that without, because even the Michael Douglas stuff is still funny. Like I'm cool with all that because it's not the couple like who. It's weird. It's a weird extra layer to it because again, Scott doesn't remember any of that. He blacked out.
Yeah.
She will always remember that.
Yeah.
She was fully conscious when he caressed her face and called her jelly bean and told her how much she missed him.
And see, but she loved it. So
I mean, it's weirder.
Like I said, I love that scene again in a movie that is so silly with gigantic Hello Kitty Pez dispensers and ants playing Rock Band. Like in a movie that has all of that, the fact that there is not a moment of lamp shading or silliness where Hope says something goofy about it, or Hank is like, I'm not. You still look like weird. Scott Lang. I'm not holding your hand. There's none of that. There's none of that. I just think it's really commendable.
No homophobia from Michael Douglas. Thank you. No, yeah.
Not from him.
I just think it's really. I just think it's one of those moments where there's a good. I think there was a lot of like really good sensibilities there to not undercut the scene with a joke. Right. That was other than it's funny that it's Scott. I think most people I think the scene at least tries to have you get over how it's Scott very quickly.
Yeah, I could tell.
And then the joke comes from Scott having no idea it happened.
Yeah, no, I could tell all of those things because everybody else likes. And I'm just like,
but your reasons are valid.
Very valid, and I get where you're coming from.
My mom is talking to me through my boyfriend. I'm freaked out. I'm drawing a line.
So
there's gotta be one somewhere.
I want to ask
seance thing for sure. Yeah,
I want to ask the class on this one. How do you feel about Ghost in this movie?
I think she's fine. I think her motivation's stupid a little bit because we obviously all get to the same ending. Again, like I mentioned this in the audio commentary, like Lawrence Fishburne, so easy to talk off the ledge. So it took literally no convincing. Ghost, however, was still going to kill that lady and not even give them the opportunity to bring her back. And then I was like, okay, cool. Well, then the goddess herself shows back up, the goddess of the quantum realm, imbued molecularly with all these powers somehow. We don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll never find out.
Exposure.
How does she use them? How do they work? And what do they do? Don't worry
I don't
about it.
even think she has
Anyway,
powers anymore. I think she just dissipates it
She's
all when the ghosts
quantum
stabilize her.
Jesus, and that's just
she is
it.
quantum
Quantum
Jesus.
Christ.
Literally, she is the goddess of the quantum realm. She fixes both of their brains immediately upon touching them. Knows how all of it works and can get back there and navigate it with no problem. Anyway, it doesn't really matter what she could do
Mary
because
too, right?
we'll never find out. Um, but I think Ghost was great. I think her power set was displayed amazingly. I absolutely love the depictions of how she would phase through time and space. With the camera technique of like interlaying the shots of her in like the immediate scene, like
Yeah.
scene like stills frames beforehand with
Especially when she's coming and going. Like those little bits where like
well
whenever
her
she walks out of the building, even though she faces through the door, we see her move her arm to open it.
yeah,
And by the time she's like 8 feet away from the door, we see her arm out.
the door's opened, yeah. Or
There's just so many just the effect of Ghost moving is
her
just so
conversation with Lawrence
spellbinding.
Fishburne was the best like visual depiction of her powers because as she is speaking, as she is getting angrier, you could see shots of her closer to the camera where like it is the moment she is speaking, the frame 2 seconds after the line was delivered is the one that is the closest to the camera in the phase shift, which is like really just a neat way to interlay her performance with the glitching of her power set.
Do we? I like, for me with Ghost, it's so interesting because like she was just in Thunderbolts,
Mhm.
but gets very little to do in the Thunderbolts.
I mean, it's a we have other
And
things
like,
to
there's
do
a
in the
part of me
Thunderbolts.
that like is going, oh, like how does this stack up to Thunderbolts? But then I'm like, she doesn't really get much to do there. Then I know people also like again that was one of the things of this movie. They were like, oh, we go from Thanos to Ghost, whoever the fuck that is. Um, and I don't know. I like the if the big idea for this one is like the fear of letting people down and the fear of being a failure. Like again, that's one of the places that even though I do like this movie and I think I have a lot of fun with it, that is a sore spot for me is that Hank doesn't even really get a moment to talk to Ghost about what really happened with her father and be like, hey, I need you to understand I'm sorry this happened to you and I want to help you. But like it's important to me that you understand like I never wanted this and I never in a million years thought this could happen and what your dad did wasn't on me. Like
Yeah,
there's
I
never a
don't know. I
moment where
feel like
he
there's
really
like a
has to
two-way
confront
street there
it.
because he doesn't have to confront it, and we also only know two versions of the story. We know a
Sure.
child's version of the story, and we know Hank's version of the story. So like the only person in the middle we get is Lawrence Fishburne basically being like, no, he fired her dad and then got him like and then ruined his career. And so he had to go on hiding basically if he wanted to continue doing any work. Then we get her point of view, which is obviously my dad's never done anything wrong in his entire life.
Mhm.
And also he had to continue his work in hiding in secret because he got fired and unaccredited and all of this other shit. So like we don't actually know what he really did.
All we know is Hank said he was a spy.
Yeah, no, that's all we know about what he did bad. So he could have literally done nothing. Like Lawrence Fishburne's character could have been correct. He could have just disagreed with Hank. He could have just thought about this in a different like he could have like all of the things could be pointing towards the fact that like this could be a victim of Hank's egomania because we all know that that was a huge character issue and beat for him for so long. But for all we know, everybody else could be 100% right. And Hank could just be like, well, I thought he was a spy, or I'm using that to cover my ass because I don't want to feel bad for this little girl going through all of this shit that she wouldn't have had to do had like other steps been taken and other measures been, like other things been done. But instead, I made the choice to get her dad fired and then get her dad unaccredited. And so he can't work anymore legally. And
Right.
that I think is like the biggest issue is that whether or not like he was right to do what he did, we have no proof. either way. And I think that's a complication of his character. Like, I think that he is a very gray character, Hank Pym, because we see that all the time with him. Like, we see that
Yeah.
constantly. He is not ever telling us all the truth. He is never telling us the full story. He never even told his daughter the full story until 30 some years later. Like, he doesn't tell anybody anything, and he's never upfront about everything. So, like, for all we know, Lawrence Fishburne and Ghost could be 100% right, and he could just be being a major dick. But, like, you know,
I can think for me, and like, and Jared, throw it here in a second. I just think for me, like, I wanted more of Hank having to confront that. Because
I think it
again,
would have
like
been
Hank
cooler
and
if we
Scott,
knew what happened and him
I think
confront
Hank
it.
and Scott go on such beautiful parallel journeys in the first movie that again, there's this kind of like looming threat of being a failure, this looming goal of making right on broken promises, but it doesn't ever really have a good payoff. You know, like again, like all we get is Ava getting to be like, and you know, you got my father killed because you got him fired and you got him discredited and you did all this shit, and then he fakes a heart attack, and there's ants in the Altoid can, and he doesn't have to face any other like having to
There are no
reflect on
repercussions
it
for his actions
at
like,
all.
that's
Hold
Even
on.
if he was fully right,
An
even if he was
elderly,
fully
rich
right.
white man in America didn't have to face the consequences of his past
who would have
actions.
thought?
while dealing with a woman of
Thought.
color, who'd have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? A woman
Be
of color who
wronged?
is the victim of all of of possibly all of his mistakes.
Who's
Who's
the bad
now
guy?
been forced into a life of crime by the government.
Yeah,
Who is using her for her immense power, while also not doing anything to help her with the internal pain she is going through. As her body rips itself apart and puts itself back together every waking moment of her life, just so she could continue to walk around.
and again, I wouldn't even have
rough.
minded if it was like
Whatever.
if this was a
Rough
fun
sauce.
inversion for Hank, where like this is one of those rare situations where Hank Pym didn't fuck it up. We're like very similar to like Spider-Man 2, where
I just wish we had any proof.
or technically Spider-Man 3, where like Harry has to finally accept, like, no, dude, Norman got himself killed. Like
Your dad was a bad guy. Okay?
you're sorry, Harry, your dad was the fucking Green Goblin and he got himself killed with his own glider.
Two things can be true. He can be your dad, and he also can be shitty.
And I think I don't know. I would think I wouldn't have minded it if Ghost got to have a moment where she's like, "I resent you because you had to do something to my father, but clearly you don't deserve my ire."
Yeah,
You know,
like,
and I
we
think it
knew
would have
what
been a
her
great.
dad actually did. Like,
And I
how
think it
do
would have
we
been a great
know?
beat for Ghost for her to hang it up and like someone explain that to her and go, "Okay, fine," and she sits it out, and then Janet Van Dyne gets out of the little pod, and then she's like, you know, does her quantum woo woo magic hand thing shit.
Jesus.
Yeah,
For
she does
healing
quantum.
magic.
She does quantum Jesus,
Quantum
and
Christ.
she she heals the quantum leper, and you know it's and it works out, and like in a way, Ghost is rewarded for showing mercy. You know, like I like there's just anything there. Gerry, your thoughts on Ghost? We've been going a minute.
No, I mean, I've never like this character. This is from the comics, right? This isn't just like created for the films, right?
Ghost
I think
is an
this is
Iron
the-
Man villain and has
Is it an Iron
nothing
Man
to do
villain?
with how Ghost is
Okay,
depicted
so
in the
we're
movie.
we're
That's
kind
what
of
I mean.
connecting
I
it.
don't think this is. I think that this one is a new character reusing a name, which is the Ghost
Okay.
is not a capital. You know, that's not a huge Marvel villain to be reusing.
I know they like to do that in the MCU and to moderate
In
success, I feel.
particularly hilariously with Iron Man villains.
Yeah,
Where like
But,
Obadiah Stane is a mix of Ironmonger and Titanium Man, and
Right.
and Ivan Vanko is a mix of Whiplash and Crimson Dynamo. Like,
right.
just
right.
it's funny that it keeps happening with Iron Man villains.
Well, I mean, you guys have already talked about like the power set is really cool. I liked the depiction of it in the actual movie. And just, I mean, it's another one of those stories where it's like, I see this film as a film that's not got a true villain, like aside from maybe like Walton Goggins' character,
Yeah,
is like the
and
most
that's what
villainous
Peyton Reed
person.
wanted. He doesn't want a actual villain. He wants people with, they have the same goal, but they're getting in each other's way.
Right. And like
Oh
it's
shit! Yeah, no, there have been a dozen versions. Like there have been like 5 or 6 different versions of the character named Doom, but like or named Ghost. Sorry, I just one of them is recently a Doctor
oh
Doom character. But she is the gender flipped version, and her power set has been redone, and her
Yeah.
backstory is completely new. And
Well, I was going to say,
she's
like the original
essentially
version, it's
I
just
like
a
it.
suit.
completely yeah. It's well, it's a mech. Yeah, it's like it's not even it's not a suit you can wear. It's an AI.
Yeah.
So like
Oh,
it's
okay.
not even
Okay.
a person who can use a suit. It is an AI inhabiting your suit.
And her
And
father, the father who is named, is also the Ant-Man
Elias
villain
Star.
Egghead. Like it's a villain Egghead. Like there's like
And he's
so
bald.
many. Yeah.
He's
Anyway,
bald in this
Gerry, as you were
movie.
saying, sorry.
Well, no, I just like I mean, and again, you guys have like said it like way better than me and stuff. But like, just I do love that whole that I like a movie where there's not like an antagonist. There's just like ideals that are kind of like at war. Where because it feels a little like a conversation in a way,
Mhm.
and I like that. But yeah, no, I thought she was brilliant. I thought she was brilliantly acted. I would agree, Taylor. I would agree that I think that she's like her motivations were a little, maybe iffy towards the end, especially. But I don't know. And honestly, I just want to see Hank Pym's like records. I want to see
Dude,
like
I want to know what he's done.
I want to see like was he on the Lolita Express or not? Was he
Oh, don't do my boy like that.
I'm just saying. Was he?
Listen, there's a lot of things I want to know about Hank Pym. There are a lot
I
of
don't
things
think he was that.
there are a lot of things I want to know about what Hank Pym has done. That's not one of them.
That's fair.
No, but like I don't know. I feel like Ghost would have been a much stronger character overall. Here's the 2 ways I think that Ghost could have been a much stronger character overall. Number 1, Walton Goggins. No offense, love him down bad. Why is he here? He's here for fun, like just for like
That cool car chase at the end,
for that
right?
cool car chase at the end, and
Yeah.
to be a charismatic bad guy to give the other like B plot, C plot characters something to be doing. And to move the plot along. So like to call the FBI guy and to like be the weasel. Like he is there to move the plot along. That is it. So like we could nix him in favor of getting her story. And like anything to do with like her actual background or Hank's actual background. Again, this is a movie called Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I don't think that they mean Scott and Hope. It feels like it is a movie that is about Hank and Janet. The whole movie starts and ends with Hank and Janet. Like it is about we have a cold open in a movie where we just go right in. I was very surprised about. I mentioned it in the audio commentary. And it's Hank and Janet. And they are the central focus. They are the motivating factor for pretty much every character, including Walton Goggins, like including Sonny Birch. He is there to get the Pym tech for an unknown third party buyer. Like he is there for Pym.
King the Conqueror.
We don't know.
Whom is willing to drop $1 billion, by the way,
With
which
a
makes this
B.
unknown player very fascinating.
With a B. So like we are looking at somebody who is like his character is solely motivated by money. Ghost is solely motivated by the fact that she is in constant agonizing pain and just does not want to live anymore but can't figure out how to die, and also is afraid of death. Therefore, the only way that she can live is by essentially because the only way that she would know at this point is to siphon the life force off of Jan on her way back, which is dumb. We find that out immediately. because Janet puts her magic Jesus hands on her and cures her instantaneously. But like we could have had a stronger plot with Ghost had we prioritized it. And I feel like it was just like, this bitch is cool. She looks dope. She does a lot of dope shit.
Suit sick as hell.
Suit is sick as
Yeah.
fuck. So, it's fine. I'll just let that go. Because again, like there feels like there are a lot of muddy points around the plot. Like there feels like there's too many hands in the kitchen. Like there are too many people here for what's going on. We have the entity of the Sunny Birch crew. We have the entity of the FBI. Within the FBI, we have a second entity, which is that white guy. And then we have the Pyms. We have Scott. We have the ex-cons, and then we have Scott's family. we have this large groups of people essentially, and it's like, did we need Sunny Birch's character following the opening scene where we get introduced to Ghost? Not really. Not beyond moving the plot for, like, literally not beyond being a white Escalade with gold accents for the plot to get into and driven around the city.
And the truth serum stuff.
And the truth serum, which is just funny.
Yeah.
They did not need that. That was solely because they were like, all right, how do we get Sunny Birch the location? How do we also get Ghost the location?
And again, like, I don't even mind the Sunny Birch stuff. Like, again, like I frankly, I think the movie's stronger because of it, because this movie is so,
I think it's just
humor forward.
Humor. That's what I think, is that like this is all leaning towards that, like maybe there is too much. Maybe there is a scoop too much. Because that's a criticism you have brought up multiple times as well. There's a too much.
Well, it's not necessarily that it's a criticism, because I do really love this movie. My thing is just like I think there are ideas and themes that are kind of established and a little bit abandoned, because like you said, like there are all these like cascading plot lines that, again, just getting a conclusion to, Hank and Ghost working things out maybe, or, there being a bigger idea.
Plot lines, we're only going to be able to solve 3 of them by the end of the movie.
Right.
Sorry.
But,
like that's just, if we have 5, 3 of them feels really fulfilling. If we have 10, not so fulfilling.
Right.
We've got a lot we're missing out on here. And a lot of questions that could be answered later on, but never will be. Like
maybe 10 years from now, though, we have a lot of questions from the beginning of the MCU that we're just now getting answers to,
Yeah, but I feel like those are questions that like have been permeating for so long because they're so egregious. These questions I feel like we have are questions that we're never going to get answers to, because they are little questions. Like, who is Sandy Fire?
And they're inconsequential, but things, it's like, oh, I'd like to know that. Who was going to spend $1 billion on the lab?
What if in Doomsday, Sunny Birch showed up?
What if he's actually Dr.
Doom? It was Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom.
Well, that was exactly
was buying quantum tech.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking when Jarod was like, I wonder who his mysterious benefactor could be. I was like, well, it's probably Dr. Doom if we're going to go that far. But like, to me, I'm like,
it was Thanos.
I'm like, who could it really, like, realistically, like, let's be so serious, who is it gonna be? And it's like, if it isn't Dr. Doom, it's some other rando fucking villain who we have not heard of yet, who doesn't matter.
There are so many rich, like, evil scientists. We got plenty of room. What were you gonna say, Gerry?
There's tons. I mean, and if you even open up the canon of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there's like, just like, I mean, it just goes exponential. But well, I was gonna say, I am a big fan of a world where someone like Thanos can exist in the same universe as a Sunny Birch.
Oh, Thanos.
Can you imagine Sunny Birch having a conversation with Thanos?
No, because Thanos would kill him.
Yeah. Well, hello there, Thanos.
He would get
hello there, Thanos.
I think it would be
folksy,
immensely entertaining if Thanos could not do anything. Like if it was a Dormammu situation, the time loop, like where Thanos is stuck with Sunny Birch for eternity.
Yeah,
that his punishment for
on.
using the Infinity Gauntlet.
Come on, Doctor
Sonny
Strange.
Birch.
Let's
Sonny
make it
Birch.
I'm
happen.
just imagining a version of the after
Sunny
Thanos
Day in the Void.
snaps, and he's like, yes, but he's stuck in the Soul Stone for a little bit, talking to young Gamora, and instead of young Gamora, just Sonny Birch turns around and goes, "Why, hello, my big purple friend. Could I
Are you
interest
ready to buy some of this quantum tech?"
That's what I want. That's the post credit scene I
Honestly,
desire.
I'm mad it didn't happen now.
Mhm.
You know
Where
what?
is Sonny?
No,
Did Sonny get snapped? That's the biggest question at the
I
end
have
of
a
this movie
que-
is
no.
whether or not Sonny got snapped. Because
Sonny was actually the only person who didn't get brought back from the
I
snap,
would kill myself.
unfortunately.
I would actually kill myself. I'll
Okay,
throw
I have a
myself off the
$1 billion. I have
balcony.
$1 billion pitch right now. Marvel, take everything off your slate.
Yeah,
I don't want to see the
cancel.
X-Men. I don't want to see Armor Wars. I don't want to see
Well-
Vision Quest. You have a whole movie. You have
Except
two
for
whole
X-Men.
Avengers movies in the chamber. Trash them. Sonny Birch, Justin Hammer.
Oh, yes.
Hold on. Go stay. Say what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say they're starting a company together. These two,
Okay.
they're what are you gonna
The
say?
And
most
who knocks on
charismatic
their
in the world.
door, their office door, on the day that they're gonna open up? Trevor Slattery.
Oh,
Bingo! You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yes, sir. I was hoping you were going there, but I wanted to let you get there. It's your show.
I'm
And
so.
I
glad
know
we got to
I'm
Trevor.
so. Can I tell you how happy I am that Trevor Slattery has persisted to the point where he's going to be in Wonder Man,
Yep.
right? That's like, this is Trevor. But how did he get out of Kung Lao, for one thing? But anyway,
Doesn't matter. Don't ask questions.
it doesn't matter. Trevor Slattery, Sonny Birch,
Justin Hammer.
Make it happen. Make it
Ringers.
so.
Incredible.
Are we ever going to get Hammer back?
If Armor Wars still happens, I need Justin Hammer in that shit stat.
Because like he's around, right? And like he would have like he was an entertaining villain. I feel like he could like have like a more villainous side now. I feel like he could actually, because you could actually get Sam Rockwell to rock the fuck out of that. You know what I mean?
Legitimately, I don't want any of that. I want him to be sillier than he was in Iron Man 2.
I
I don't
That's
want
fair.
Justin Hammer to walk anywhere. I want him to do his little like two-step shuffle everywhere he goes. I just want that to be his like basic walking animation. If this were a video
He's
game,
just the guy from Avatar who like walks around in his like business tie and everything, like going, "We don't want unobtainium." That's all he is.
Unobtainium is my favorite fucking thing in the world.
all right. With now that we've unobtainiumed all over our ham bones, do we have any other thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp?
It's a fun ride.
It's really fun. It feels like we've been ragging on it, but it's just because like we like this movie a lot. And I think it's mostly we just like wish it had a little bit more meat on the bone, but it's still a fun time. What were you about to say, Jared?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, what were you say, Taylor?
No,
were you
yeah.
saying something?
I
Oh,
was saying nothing.
well, good. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. I want to hear what you have to say. No, I'm sorry. That was really mean. Okay. There's a lot of things to love about this film. That, for one thing, maybe one of the most fun car chase sequences in the MCU. Just the whole where he's like skateboarding on the flatbed truck is great. When he yoinks that guy's like stoink or whatever. One of the funniest things I've seen in forever. But just I don't know. There's so much to love about this. It's got that great. And again, the reason we have this here is to set up something that is huge for Endgame. Is that Scott survived the snap in the quantum realm and has been chilling there for 5 years. That is the big thing for this. That's why you needed this in between there. All those nerds were upset, and the dirty brown van was important to the whole damn story. And
no, but why doesn't he become Quantum Jesus also?
Because he's not
it's
in
only
there
5 years.
5 years is a
only
long
5 years.
time.
But it's only 5 minutes for him. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Is that
time
he's
passage
like
different in the quantum realm, so she was only in there for 30 minutes to her, which is
No, I think they're in different parts of the quantum realm. I don't think.
Oh God, no, never mind. I'm gonna shut the fuck
Yeah.
up because all of this shit's gonna
Do
make
you-
my head hurt.
Did you guys remember? Like this is gonna be like I forgot that you see like a quantum city as Janet and
Yeah.
Hank are blasting off. I
I
was like,
didn't.
I
I
had to
didn't
pause
notice
it. I had to rewind and pause like 5 times. Just be like, is that
That's cool.
that's one of the quantum cities?
That's really cool.
I do think because he was like in that floaty part, right? Like
Yeah.
that he was in the first movie.
Yeah.
Like she was like down where there's
She's
like
up in that
people
shit.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, she's down. She's in it. She's past the tardigrades. She's like
Yep.
way down there. She's
Yep.
in there, you know.
Yeah. I don't
She's
think-
in Whoville.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
it's essentially all this is the Grinch,
Yeah.
right?
Life exists on a tiny little snowflake. Time works
exactly.
different there.
Exactly. But yeah, no. I think that this is you again. You got them getting dusted and him getting like literally fridged right there
Yeah.
and stuff. The only male character to be fridged, right? But yeah, no, I think this is a integral part to the MCU. I love it. I'm always gonna love Ant-Man. He's always gonna be special to me, and so yeah, don't sleep
Hell
on it.
yeah.
Don't sleep on this one.
Don't sleep on it. Jerry's going to be back on for Quantum Mania as well because
Whoop, whoop.
I'm really, really hoping that when we rewatch that movie, I come away loving it and getting to have a defiant, the dude, bro, the dorks got it wrong, plant my flag super hard.
And again, I need to rewatch it, but I remember having a grand old time. I
remember having fun.
I don't give a damn that's what the character's supposed to look like. I'm sorry that CGI, they just use the Unreal Engine now. Instead of like and like over
like
people
human beings,
hours
yeah.
instead of like actually like doing like the work and things like that. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. It's great.
Look, as long as I can have fun with the movie, I'm fine with the movie.
Same.
There you go. Well, I think that brings us to the end. Gerry, where can the lovely people find you, my man?
Well, on most social medias, the defunct Twitter, I don't call it the other name. Everything, you know, Blue Sky, all that. I'm at the Canon Junky. Instagram, look for me there. And then every Thursday, you can find me live streaming with my buddy Scotty and our child Jar Jar Binks. We are every Thursday talking about Star Wars or something, whatever me and Scotty want to do. I know sometimes we're watching a VHS. Okay, I don't make up the rules. Actually,
Sometimes
I kind of
you're
do.
just putting
I'm
eggs in
half
the
of the rules.
microwave.
Sometimes it depends.
Sometimes one of you is at Applebee's and one of you is at Chili's doing performance art.
It's always like me and Scotty just come up with dumb you know, like scenarios that we find entertaining, and it's just by some stroke of luck that other people find it entertaining. And if you call it performance art, God bless your heart, I appreciate it, but you know, thank you. But anyway, no, yeah, find us there. Jared's on there all the fucking time. Gotta get Taylor on there eventually one of these days.
Yeah, I've never been.
Oh, see, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen.
Technically,
we're
my
gonna be
hands have been because no, that wouldn't be on your show. That would have been epic confrontations.
Yeah, we'll think of some weird premise and we'll have you on. Okay, that sounds
Got
good.
it.
Got you. Maybe we'll
You just gotta
pretend
get Taylor
like
Blitz so she can try to retroactively come up with a reason why she thinks General Grievous and Sebulba are the same guy.
I think about
could
that
all-
all the time.
we could all pretend to be each other's mothers. You know, and
Ooh.
like things like that. That would be kind of
Who's
fun.
gonna pretend to be mine? Are they gonna pretend to be dead? Or are they not gonna be there?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Literally, how the audio commentary started is
Yikes.
her taking a big dead parent swing.
Yikes.
Go check out the Bombadcast. If you're watching this and you're not watching Bombad, you're out of your goddamn mind. It is one of the most fun, unique Star Wars shows out there. And even in the weeks where they're not talking about Star Wars, it's a great hang. Yeah. Go watch Bombadcast. Stay Bombad.
Stay Bombad.
Miss
right.
Taylor, where can the lovely people find you, my dear?
Unfortunately, you can find me on Blue Sky at the at Quicksilver Girl GRRL dot whatever. And then that's it. Don't find me anywhere else. Jarod, where can anybody find you?
Anybody can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Dark Jedi 2552. And you can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, wherever you get your podcasts, here on YouTube and at the nerdacademypodcast.com. Or if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon. Speaking of our patrons, thank you to our $10 alumnus, Paco and Ray Clausen. $5 patrons and up get early access to every episode of The Road to Doomsday, as well as exclusive access to the audio commentary series.
Well, you're my best friend.
Where you can be Taylor's best friend.
Yeah, you're actually watching the movie with me in the same room. So
basically,
we're sitting together.
I'm your actual best friend, though. So
I know, Gerry. It's okay. Don't worry about it. They won't
know.
know.
I'm not worried. I'm not jealous.
They won't know.
They won't know. Just said it on the fucking camera. What do you mean they don't know?
They're not listening. There you go.
They know. They know.
I sure as shit hope they are.
They may also know that there's a secret truth.
But you can find Taylor and I over on the Armini Systems YouTube channel for Luminous Odyssey, the High Republic era Star Wars RPG show we're doing. Having a lot of fun with that. Again, I have no idea what episodes will be out and when, even if we might even record more episodes between this coming out to the main feed and when we record again. So who knows? Last I know, we got into a big lightsaber fight and Taylor got stabbed a little bit.
I almost died.
Oh, no.
It's okay. I'm alive.
Yeah.
Oh, tension.
I almost
also
died. And you want me to just shut the fuck up about that?
How dare you?
I almost died.
Hey, I almost died in one of
Scary.
Michael's games too. It's okay. I get it.
Really scary.
But you could also catch myself and Gerry as well, actually, on Epic Confrontations, the Star Wars trivia show on the Star Wars in a Galaxy feed. Michael McCoy and I just had our debut match as the Jedi Princes at time of record, so you can check that match out. And I'm pretty sure at some point in the next couple of matches, Gerry and his teammate Andy have a match in the not too distant future, according to Eli, because the team's tournament is happening. So Sheaves Shills will be back to do the damn thing. So tune in for that. And you can catch me on...
Kick the Sith out of them.
Kick the Sith out of them. You can catch me on the Mitch692 channel for Pro and Noob, our anime show. We're watching Attack on Titan right now. Gerry has also appeared in some of our Dan to Dan coverage. So go check that out. But, folks, I'm going to do whatever it takes. Because next week, damn it, fuck, I did it again.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew it immediately.
Next week, we're going higher, further, and faster with
Higher,
Captain
further,
Marvel.
faster, baby.
Higher, further, faster, baby with Captain Marvel. Totally not Avengers Endgame because that's totally not the next thing we're recording. I done fucked up.
Of course you did. Again. 2 times same day. Bad.
Well, we will see you next week for Captain Marvel on the next steps on the road to Doomsday.
Ants!
Stop! Move away from the cookie jar!
Ants!